And we're live. Not tonight, but it's today. We're cutting through the noise and diving into what's really going on. What's really going on in this world? Is former President Duterte facing possible extradition with the ICC closing in? He's already there in ICC at The Hague, and let's see what's going on with that. There's another thing. Blogger Vitaly, he's arrested in the Philippines. This could be a turning point for social media accountability. And what does China's 254% tariff on Boeing mean for the Philippines and the economy globally? And last thing, there's a U.S. senator who he's a Democrat, and he talked to an MS-13 leader. And with me is no other than my business partner, Jeff Moore. Jeff,
Hey, what's happening? What's happening,
what's up?
Doc?
There's a lot of topic that we're gonna talk about because these are kind of trending, but it has a huge impact, bro.
I like it, brother. I like it. It's always fun to talk about interesting, entertaining stuff. Mga peta.
Mga pita.
Mga peta.
I do love hearing you say that word, that mga pita. I just have water.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
it's later in the day.
let's do this, bro. I have something for you.
Yeah.
China fires new shot in the trade war, and this is a news in Australia. Maybe we could do some reaction about this. What are your thoughts? And let's start talking about this. I'm gonna do this presentation. Give me a few seconds; it'll be out. Beginning. See that?
In a minute. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
War. Halting orders of American-made. China has fired a new shot in the trade war, halting orders of American-made Boeing aircraft. Donald Trump remains defiant, insisting the United States doesn't have to make a deal with Beijing, and is even claiming his tariffs could mean an end to income tax.
The president salutes Navy football champions
You know how to fight, and win, right?
and goes in search of his vice president.
What the hell happened to JD? Because he was just here. He must have gotten a call from China.
Amid a trade war with Beijing. Despite the global economic uncertainty, Donald Trump is standing his ground.
China wants what we have, what every country wants, what we have, the American consumer. Or to put it another way, they need our money.
The president says Beijing has halted aircraft orders from Boeing, the latest tit-for-tat move.
Wait. Your thoughts on that, bro? When press secretary was saying like the world wants what we have. So what do we have? Money. So what does that mean?
What does that mean? I mean, we have the biggest economy in the world. They need us to buy their stuff.
But
Bottom line.
no, we are the biggest economy in the world. We're the biggest consumer market. But isn't it like a chicken and an egg thing we're in? You talk about, okay, we're the biggest consumers, but China's the biggest producer. So without their products, we won't have anything. So where's the leverage there?
I don't know if we won't have anything. I mean, but one of the things about this is they're trying to get more stuff made in the USA. So I mean, you can't be so dependent on China. I mean, look when COVID happened. That's one of the big things, right? When they shut the world down, we fell apart. So what they're trying to do is make it to where we're not so dependent on other countries. So in the event that something else happens, we don't have to go outside and be buying a bunch of products from other countries. What if we can't? So they're just trying to bring more stuff back into the United States. But me personally, I don't know. I think a lot of the stuff that China makes is crap. We could probably
That
do
really
without
makes
it.
sense. You know what? That really makes sense. Not about China making crap, but us being too dependent on China. Like you said, during COVID time, during the pandemic, everything fell apart because we were waiting for the supply chain in China. And when I said a while ago that we won't have anything, or we'll have nothing. But basically, we have other countries that also produces their products. We'll just diversify our
Right.
source, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Why not, right? We don't need to buy everything from China. If we make a deal with another country, why can't we buy stuff from there? Why not?
Now, looking at this, let's listen to, like, now they're trying to boycott airplane parts, especially from Boeing.
The ball is in China's court. China needs to make a deal with us. We don't have to make a deal with them.
The White House says dozens of nations are trying to make a deal, 27 of them in one bloc, the European Union, warning if it doesn't get an agreement, there will be tariffs on American goods, including toilet paper, soybeans, makeup, and cigars. Donald Trump now suggesting his tariffs could replace income tax.
There is a chance that the money from tariffs could be so great that it would replace.
Emerging from the shadows, Joe Biden speaking publicly for the first time since his presidency ended.
Fewer than 100 days, this new administration has done so much damage and so much destruction. Nobody's king. Nobody's the boss. Everybody has a shot.
Back at the White House, Donald Trump says he's in control of the play. Global markets are watching. In the United States, Jonathan Kersley, 9 News.
Your thoughts on that, bro?
First of all, what in the world is Joe Biden doing speaking? I mean, that dude doesn't even know what planet he's on. I was watching him speak the other day, and he said he made no sense as always, and don't know what the heck he's doing. And I think they showed a video of him the other day. He was eating an ice cream cone and it fell. I mean, this guy, he's talking about all the problems.
And he has an ice
all
cream.
these problems. Unbelievable.
That's his trademark, bro. That's Joe Biden's trademark, ice cream, right? But
God,
yeah, going to that tariff, your thoughts, cause, like, it went from 10%, 20 or something, like, and then 50, 125. Now it's 245 or percent tariff against
I don't
China.
know if that. I mean, I still saw 145. Maybe it's 245, but
Now it's already 245 now.
who knows, dude? I mean,
It's going bunkers, and then you have China like doing this Boeing boycott, that they're not going to buy things from United States, and the fear is like EU will also, there would be an increase in goods. So your thoughts on this? Where would this lead to? And as consumers here in the States, like, what will happen to us?
well, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to find out how it all works out. But the one thing I can say is, buy more American. I don't know. Right now, it hasn't had an effect on me. I am not paying anymore. As a matter of fact, when I go to the grocery store, I still seem to be paying less. I'm still paying less for gas. So at the end of the day, the only people that are suffering is Wall Street, the elite, because the market's going down. But I personally, I don't know. I mean, I don't care about them. The reality is, Trump, he's a businessman. This is a business, and we have to just see how it shakes out. A lot of people agree with what he's doing. Usually the ones that are not agreeing are the ones on the left, because they're just trying to because they haven't had any wins. So they're trying to get a win. But hey, you know what? I trust him. So I have to see how it shakes out, right? I know.
Hey, this is a good transition when you say they want a win. Maybe you could share that.
Oh,
that thing, like, hey, this guy, like, the Democrats want a win, and the win that they want is going to El Salvador.
yeah, dude. Share my screen,
is that, bro?
show my screen. You have all the controls. Pull it up.
No. It's like,
Oh yeah. I got it.
You
I
gotta
got
share
it.
your screen. I don't know. I'm gonna put it up.
Okay, I got it.
That's so crazy. Like, what's going on with this Democratic senator going to El Salvador? Maybe you could give us a background of, like, a context. Why did he went?
All right, so right here, let me just start with his beauty. The beauty. Here's a tweet from the White House, and they said right here, New York Times, one of the most liberal magazine or newspapers, which I can't even believe they still exist out there, fixed it for us. Oh, by the way, Chris Van Hollen, he's not coming back. So here's what the New York Times said. Let me make it nice where we can see. Y'all see it? Yeah, there we go. All right, here it is. Oh, that's too big. Hang on. This is good. We'll go 150. Okay, cool. So the New York Times, senator meets with, and I'm just going to say what they had before. Senator meets with wrongly deported Maryland man in El Salvador. This senator from Maryland went to El Salvador, and I think he left on Thursday, and he was basically saying that he wasn't going to leave until he met with this guy. And the president of El Salvador originally was like, told him, no, you're not going to meet with this dude. But I think personally what happened is this. I think Trump called him up and told him, hey, let him meet with this guy so we can take a picture and we can use it against them in the elections. So I'm going to give you my take right here.
What a shame.
Yeah. Oh, man, get me started on this one here. So right here. Number one, let's just start with his beauty. Wrongly deported. Okay, first of all, he wasn't wrongly deported at all. As a fact, he's an MS-13 gang member. Now, 2 federal judges, ICE, as well as the police department in Maryland, confirmed that he is an MS-13 gang member. I think they pulled him over a while back. He was with 3 active gang members, but he's not a gang member. So it is confirmed. 1, he is an MS-13 gang member. 2, the wife who came on television and was like, bring my husband back. He's a father. He's a Maryland man. Bullshit. Bullshit. They found out 2 separate occasions she filed police reports on this guy for domestic abuse. He punched her in the face. He ripped off her clothes, smacked her around multiple times. 2 reports. And that's not an if, like that's a fact. So we've got this MS-13 gang member who is a, they say alleged, but it's not alleged there, wife beater. And this guy, this senator from Maryland, wants to go down there and bring him back to the United States. So, Rachel Moran, I don't know if you know, but she's one of the women who got brutally murdered by an MS-13 gang member.
That's in Maryland, right?
In Maryland, this guy didn't even speak to the mother. He barely mentioned the story after the fact, so he didn't even talk about it. Showed no remorse, didn't reach out to the family of a United States citizen who got killed by an MS-13 illegal gang member. But yet, the same guy went to El Salvador to try to get this gang member and bring him back into the United States.
Where's the logic there, bro? Because
logic.
This guy is an illegal immigrant. That's number one.
That's number one,
that's
there.
Plain simple. Like, deportation is not a question. He should be reported as an illegal. Number 2, he is an MS-13. Where recently, like you said, the state already declared MS-13 as a terrorist.
The federal government, MS-13.
And the federal government, the federal government. Yeah. They're terrorists. Number 3, there's a restraining order because of domestic abuse.
2, twice.
Twice.
Twice. And he's going to go down to El Salvador to spring him out of jail and bring him back to the United States. But what's happening is the liberal media, they're trying to spin it. And they're like, oh my God, he's a Maryland man father who was wrongfully deported. No, dude. He's not a Maryland man father. He's an MS-13 illegal gang member who has also been accused of prostitution rings, pornography, right? Taking kids, turning them into sex slaves. And he's a Maryland man father. That's why, if you go back to that article, okay, show my screen again.
Yep. Okay.
You go back to it, right in this case, right here. He's never coming back, ever. And they did this picture, and we can probably find something later, or they probably posted, but they did a side-by-side picture of Trump with the mother of Rachel Marine, who got killed, condoling her, and then a side-by-side picture of this dude trying to bring back the gang member. And he says, we're not like you. And you can go down here, right here. Senator Chris Von Hollen of Maryland met in El Salvador with Kilmar Armando Abreu Garcia, the man who was wrongly deported by Trump administration last month. No, he wasn't wrongly deported. They met hours after the Senate. Let's leave it on the screen. They met hours after the senator said he had been denied access to the prison. So the next question is, leave it on the screen. So the next question is, how he wasn't, like, they were not going to let him meet. But then all of a sudden he did. So people are saying, how did all of a sudden he get to meet with this guy when they made it very clear it wasn't? And again, going back to what I said a minute ago, I personally think the president talked to the president of El Salvador, Trump, and said, hey, let that dude meet so we can take pictures and we can make sure we show the American people who these people are supporting. They're not supporting citizens of the United States. They're supporting illegals, gang members, and they're trying to bring them back into the United States.
And that's what they have doing. They were doing rather for the past 4 years on the previous administration, right? Like bringing these criminals in, and that's what Trump has been saying for the longest time. Criminals coming in here, making those stuff. Like I saw yesterday when I forgot what's her name, the mother from Maryland. She went to the White House with Donald Trump. Trump reached out to her, but this senator never did. But bro, I'm gonna show you this one.
Look at this right here. Check this out. Yeah. We're not the same. So you've got this screenshot. Let me make it where I can make people see it again. So you got this on the left. He's meeting with the mother of Rachel Marine, and then on the right, this dude is meeting with not alleged, reported by several people, including 2 federal judges, ICE, police department, and El Salvador says he's at MSN-13. The guy on the right meeting with the criminal to bring him back, while Trump meeting on the left, United States citizen mother who got brutally murdered. It is an absolute joke.
For me, I want to read the feedbacks. Like what
comments?
What are the people saying about this guy?
Well, this lady's an idiot.
There'll be a lot of funny stuff there.
This lady's an idiot right here. Art Candace. She's an idiot. Senator Chris Van Hollen is visiting a man wrongfully imprisoned by a cruel and incompetent administration. And you're parading around a grieving mother to make false comparisons. Yeah, it's a good thing you're not the same. What you're doing is vile. So first of all, he's not wrongfully imprisoned. Okay? And I doubt the Trump administration's incompetent. If they're incompetent, I don't even know what the last administration was. Democrats hate America. Yes. Democrats, not all of them.
Not all of them, yep.
Not all.
Because they're centrists.
But there are a lot who hate America, right? Hate America. Let's see, it's troubling. The White House keeps painting it. It's not troubling. So we already know where this guy's at. Visionary. Imagine if Biden started looking up at anyone. First of all, Biden, he can't even see straight. Okay. Trump cares about American victims of migrants. Democrats support the migrants committing the crimes. Yeah, it's a lunatic.
You know what? I think even if it were Biden, this guy might be shipped back here in the United States and be presented in the White House.
They should bring our Bregu back and let him be on a house arrest where he's forced to live with that Chris Van Hollen.
Mm.
Here, look at this.
Hey.
Democrats terminology. This is normal.
Yep.
Which is the trans and the freaks. This is peaceful where they're burning Teslas. And then this is the Maryland father. That is basically right there in a nutshell.
That's so perfect. That I think that really shows who they are. I mean, that's a perfect cartoon describing who they are. I'm gonna show you this, bro.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna remove the screen. And I have this. I'll try to make it like bigger. There. Libs of TikTok. Democrat U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen is in El Salvador demanding that President Bukele do the right thing. And release MS-13 gang member who was illegally abducted.
Wow.
He's sitting member of Congress in a foreign country trying to free an MS-13 gang member.
And bring him back home because he's a Maryland man father who you bring him back, he's gonna beat his wife some more, and it could be somebody watching. Who knows, right? What if that was your kid, right? I mean, he killed somebody else. Fucking freaks.
I got this one is way better. Not that one. Look at this. Just Senator Van Hollen is on his way back from El Salvador and has joined the Now the gang will be officially represented in the Senate.
Oh my God. That is so classic.
Right?
That is so classic. Thuggling ain't easy, baby.
Yep.
Thug living ain't easy. There it is.
And this is the photo.
Let's bring all the criminals back in that Biden let in.
And let's make America bad again.
Yeah. Make America. You must be a Democrat United States Senator. So sit down. Exactly. You must be a Democrat senator sitting down with a legal MS-13 gangbanger woman beater. Dude, look at the tattoos. Now, they also said those tattoos, and again, they talked to an actual informant of MS-13. They said those tattoos are confirmed MS-13 tattoos. The dude is not a Maryland man who's wrongfully convicted. Oh my God. That just shows you their priorities. They hate America. And Senator Chris Van Hollen hates the United States, and he hates United States citizens.
I said my main goal of this trip was to meet with Kilmar. Tonight, I had a chance. I have called his wife, Jennifer, to pass along his message of love. Love to be punched and beaten at.
Yeah. 2 restraining orders. She said that he slapped her, he punched her, he ripped off her clothes. He's father of the year, baby. He's father of the year.
Senator, he's a Senator MS-13 now. That's that. Maryland people who voted for this anti-American should be ashamed, and as he supports terrorists and illegal aliens, right? I love MS-13.
He does. He sure as hell doesn't love the United States. We should deport him and put him in that El Salvador prison.
Oh my goodness! Like this is what I love about Twitter. There's a lot of reactions coming out.
Oh my God, and they're funny.
And they are really funny, bro. Now, let's move forward. Are you done with this guy?
Yeah, I think we're done. We're gonna see how that helps you when the midterms come, brother.
Oh hell yeah! Let's see how it goes for him during the midterms, because I'm sure he's making a lot of news.
That dude's everywhere. Now, what he doesn't realize, it was a trap. And and there's other senators about to go.
Oh, they're
Cory
about to go.
Booker,
I
that
know.
dude's about to go to good. Let them go. We'll see how it helps you.
Now, we have a, should I say, MS-13 gang member deported to El Salvador.
Deported back to his own country, by the way. He was deported back to his own country.
In his own country. Now, we have another situation, and I'm going to show this video of a foreign vlogger. He's a Russian American, but he was considered Russian.
Okay.
Made some bad things in the Philippines, but he was not deported. So I'm going to leave it from there, and let's watch the videos. I got to bring that out, and I'm going to ask for your reaction to this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. This guy is named Vitaly.
Vitaly?
Vitaly.
It's a big dude.
Absolutely panicking right now because his situation just keeps getting worse and worse. And once you see where he's locked up, you'll understand why. This isn't some clean, cushy cell with a mattress and decent food. Where he's at right now is straight up out of a horror movie. We're talking about rusted bars, foul water, roaches and rats crawling everywhere, all the while being crammed into a tiny little room with an insane amount of people. So let's just jump right into it. Now, according to the channel Legal Mindset, Vitaly was initially locked up in Camp Bagong Diwa, but he's going to be transferred to another Philippines prison to serve his time. And guys, these Filipino prisons are absolutely no joke.
All right. I'm going to cut there.
That place looks scary, dude.
Dude, compared to the United States jail or prison.
Oh my God. It makes our prisons look like a resort.
It is like a resort because you got good meal with AC, air conditioned, and you have your own separate bed. Them sharing the whole space,
What did this guy do? What did he do?
Let's watch.
All right.
And to make matters worse, if he's found guilty of everything they're hitting him with, he could be behind bars until he's 71 years old. So far, they've listed 7 separate charges: attempting to kiss and grab a security guard, trying to seize a firearm, taking videos without consent, mocking local security, filming in BGC without a permit, harassing an elderly woman, and harassing an instructor in Boracay. Now, this is where Vitaly is going to
see what he did.
Wow. So
grabbing a firearm. If that were here, you know what will happen to him, right?
He gets shot.
He got shot. He will be shot because he just grabbed firearms, threatening an old lady to rob her, stealing the property of a security guard.
And why did he do this? Why did he do this?
He was streaming for views.
So he was doing a YouTube video or something?
Yeah, he was vlogging.
Oh my God.
He was live streaming, bro.
Live streaming this?
Yes.
So he would run up to a security guard and take their hat or take their gun?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That's how crazy it was. He is. Now, he got caught and being presented by the Secretary of Justice or the Interior Local Government, something like that. This guy is the head. And when he was presented to the media, look at his demeanor,
see his entire life flash before his eyes. Because according to authorities, he will under no circumstance be released or allowed any sort of bail until his hearing. And guess what? The courts are so jam-packed and backed up that it's going to be around 2 to 3 years until his trial even begins. This means Vitaly's going to be spending minimum 2 to 3 years, assuming he beats every single charge. So as of now, he's going to be locked up in Philippines prison until either 2027 or 2028. However, let's just say he gets convicted of even one of those charges. He's going to be sentenced to another 5 years on top of his current minimum. And like I said,
Look
as
at
of
him.
now, there's about 7 charges, which means if we do some simple math here, 7 charges times 5 years minimum per charge, he's looking at a total of 35 years if convicted across the board. Currently, he's 33 years old. Let's say it's another 3 years for his trial to start, and then 35 years after he gets convicted, he's going to be 71 years old when he gets out. And if this actually goes through and they convict him, Vitaly's essentially kissing his entire youth goodbye. And remember what I said in the last video? Filipino officials are looking to make an example out of him. They've had enough of these clout demons flying in just to treat the locals like NPCs in some twisted video game. Well, according to one Filipino lawyer, he suggests that authorities might use a special penal code that instead of requiring proof of malice, the mere act is enough to convict him. So this means they don't even have to prove intent. They just have to prove that he did the action. And you guys already know this idiot recorded everything for his stream, so the evidence is literally right there. All they have to do is play the videos in court and it's over for him.
Oh no, mommy! Oh no, mommy! Oh no, mommy! I'm gonna get arrested.
All right, now what I really want to show you guys is the crazy conditions in the Filipino jails. This isn't some 2-person prison cell. This place is overpacked, a bunch of people jammed
Look
up
at
in
that.
one tiny little space, sleeping shoulder to shoulder. There's no AC, and the temperature there gets up to 97 degrees Fahrenheit. He's going to be surrounded by garbage everywhere. Water's going to be leaking from the ceiling and walls. But even worse, he's going to be locked away with all sorts of different inmates. So he could be rubbing shoulders with murderers or, just the worst kind of people imaginable. Ultimately, he would wish he was locked up in an American prison. And let's not forget, just because Vitaly's famous doesn't mean they're going to be giving him special treatment either. He's going to get the exact same meals as every other inmate, 3 meals a day for 70 pesos, which is roughly around $1.22 USD, and there's no exception. This is honestly what happens when you clout chase at the expense of other people, humiliating them and an entire country all at once. He should have thought this through before doing any of this. Now, let's talk about his mental condition and stability, because he's about to get wrecked. 1, Vitaly's likely coming off whatever substance or stimulants he was taking, whether it was party drugs or other.
So this all happened in the Philippines. So let me get this right. This guy came to the Philippines, made fun of basically everybody in the Philippines, filming it live, making them look stupid, trying to get his views, and making the people in the Philippines try to making them look stupid just so he could get views on YouTube and TikTok.
Yep.
That dude deserves to go away, and I hope he likes it. And he was smirking and laughing. Let me tell you, that prison looked awful. That's terrible. What an idiot!
He was smirking, and he let me say this: he was not just doing this in the Philippines. He was caught in Miami doing that. He did that in Egypt, I guess, and other Southeast Asian or Asian countries, Japan or Malaysia. But what they did was just to deport him after he got caught in Miami, I guess, because he's an American. Something
But
was done to him.
the Philippines said, "Nuh-uh, we're going to
Nuh-uh.
make an example of this clown."
Yep.
What an idiot! What an idiot! First of all, like for views, I mean, come on. Are you? Obviously, he's stupid. He's going to be away forever, but that's what he gets.
Like, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Like, why would you have even try to do that stuff, to do that stunt? And he was, you seeing him smirking when he was presented by the secretary.
Yeah.
Say, now it went further up to the president of the Philippines.
Wow.
And what he said, like, I guess the final thoughts coming from the president, he wouldn't allow these things to happen to people coming in, foreigners coming in, making ridiculous, they ridicule people, the Filipinos, and he's gonna make an example.
Good. He should. That guy's awful.
So anyway,
Terrible.
so
Terrible.
where we are at? Where are we at? Let me check, Jeff. It's like,
Yeah, bro, no problem.
oh. I don't know if you've seen this one.
Let me see.
I'm gonna share this. Give me a second.
Ain't no problem, brother.
Because from jail to space, outer space.
Oh my God, you're gonna talk about the girls. Oh, I saw it.
Just to put things in right context. Like, what's the background on this, bro?
Okay. So let's read it. Art Candace, there's that clown again. Go back. All right, let's go back up so I can see it. Katy Perry, Gayle King, Amanda, what's her name? That
Nguyen.
Aisha Ball, whatever. I don't even know how to say it. Praise a Blue Origin rocket. It's from Jeff Bezos, right? They're going to space for 11 minutes on Monday with Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez. Just lost all respect for every one of them sucking up to Bezos. Okay. So I did see this. And what cracks me up is they're going around talking like they're astronauts. They basically went on a glorified celebrity ride, like a Six Flags ride. This is like a ride for the rich. They did nothing. They went into this. They got shot up. They didn't even breach the main thing. That's why when the rocket came down, it wasn't even messed up, right? You can go look at the astronauts who actually were trapped in space for 9 months. Biden left up. When they came down, that pod was black because it came back through the core and the fire. They didn't go up high enough. But what they did was they got shot up there, went around. I think the actual time they were up there was like 4 minutes. They came back down. They contributed nothing. They did nothing. They didn't fly. They didn't fly the spacecraft. They just went up there for basically like a roller coaster ride. It was
I have so much gratitude that we're.
It was kind of joyride, right?
It was a joyride for the rich. And then she's like, "Oh, we're astronauts." No, you're not astronauts. You're rich celebrity. You went up there for a freaking ride, came back down, and that's it. Look at this. A wild bachelorette party in space. That's what it was.
It was. But there were a lot of questions regarding that. Like, what was it even for real?
Well, they had some expert come on. So here's what they say. They showed like a picture of when you leave space, you go up a certain amount, and then there's the, I don't know what it is, but there's that core, right? So what they did was they left, and again, we don't know, but they stayed within that range. And that's why when it came back, it looked like the spacecraft wasn't even damaged at all. No. But then there are people saying that could have been filmed in a studio, and it could have been. I mean, I don't know. Like that could have been shot up, and then they're filmed in a studio. All this stuff, but I don't know. Nobody knows what really happened except them. But what we do know is they look like fools, and they're trying to say they were astronauts. Which, if I was an astronaut, I'd be like,
nah,
no, you're not an astronaut. That was like you said, that was a bachelorette party for a bunch of celebrities who have a lot of money. Period.
Now, this is the video that they were talking about, because
they opened up the door. Yeah, so it's like
opening up the door. It should be coming from the outside of the pod rather than inside, because it won't be secure for everyone being there if the pod has a door coming out. Like,
it'll blow up.
They could open it by themselves. So
it'll blow up. Well, if you see though, the representative, the lady went up there as they started to open the door before this.
Oh, they cut it off. They cut it off.
Yeah, and she was basically telling him like, no, you can't do that. So
They go back in.
yes. The reality is, if it was real, I mean, again, that's why they say if they did go up, they didn't go up, but right on the edge. But there's no way, because if they would have, you can go look at these rocket ships. You can't even open the door from the inside out of fear that you might open it and be sucked out into space. So you can't even open the door. So for the fact that they open the door from the inside, it's like, what? Look at the difference right there. Look at the rocket. One of them's all busted up, and one of them looks like it's a brand new.
And even at the landing site, shouldn't there be like the grass will be affected because it was a heavy landing?
Dude, that landing was. No, they would have been knocked. They would have probably came out there with broken bones, bro.
Like, can any space nerds help me understand how the Blue Origin capsule came back down without any re-entry burns? And they call this like they're astronauts. Was this a trajectory thing or some kind of a superior material used?
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly,
superior
right?
because it's coming from Amazon.
Exactly. Like I'm telling you. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff around it, but the thing is, the most important thing is they're not astronauts, and they need to stop saying that, because again, if I was an astronaut that went through training and studied for that, and then these fools go up there and come back and try to say they're astronauts, yeah, I'd be all over the place talking about it. Look at that waste of billions of dollars. Amazon employees should ask for huge raises. Amazon customers should demand huge discounts for purchases. Jeff Bezos is using your blood, sweat, tear money for nonsense. Taking his girlfriend and friends up there for a wild bachelorette party, right? Ridiculous.
That's all for now, bro. It's 12. That's the news.
There's a lot of it, dude. That's the news, buddy. That's the news.
That's the news. We're coming back next week, and we'll talk more on what's going on, trending, things that make an impact in the world, not just in the Philippines, but global. So we have this MS-13 guy.
Yeah. MS-13 gang member. Oh, Maryland Father of the Year.
Father. Yeah, he's a Maryland father who loves his wife by punching her in the face. Right?
Smoking her. He's a good guy.
All right.
He's a good guy. All right, Doc.
Good job, bro.
You got it, brother. Peace, everybody.